Ah, the Liver King. The wild guy who built a massive following by eating raw animal organs, yelling about ancient ways of living, and flexing his muscles 24/7 like it's a full-time job. He's shirtless in meetings, selling bull testicles like vitamins, and raising a family that snacks on liver like it's trail mix. No joke. This man turned raw meat into a brand, a lifestyle, and a multi-million-dollar business. He says we should all live like cavemen, from inside his giant mansion with a private chef, gym, and cameras filming everything. And yes, things get weird, real fast. So get ready for the truth behind the muscles, the meat, and the madness. Sorry to interrupt, but the Liver King wants you to subside. Just do it before he hits you with raw meat. Ah, thanks. Is it a man, a myth, or a brand deal in cargo shorts? Liver King isn't just Brian Johnson's nickname, it's his alternate reality. In interviews, Johnson refers to himself in the third person like he's narrating a Marvel origin story. Liver King believes is something he actually says, like he's his own hype man and therapist rolled into one. This isn't a casual alias, it's a performance art piece where the man becomes the mascot, and the mascot starts writing Instagram captions. His 2025 Netflix doc even showcases how deep the character rabbit hole goes, blurring lines between primal preacher and product pitchman. Is he genuinely living the ancestral truth, or just method acting his way into supplement sales? Either way, the character versus person confusion isn't edgy. It's exhausting. When your brand needs subtitles to explain who's talking, maybe the liver's not the only thing that's raw. At this point, Brian Johnson might need to reintroduce himself to himself. Why eat veggies when you can eat balls? It's not a joke. It's a real quote. Liver King once proudly declared, "Why eat vegetables when you can eat testicles?" And the 2025 Netflix documentary made sure the whole world heard it. In one sentence, he turned nutritional science into a middle school dare. According to Johnson, kale is for cowards and broccoli is beta fuel. Meanwhile, real men eat reproductive organs raw and post it to Instagram in slow motion. It's like if toxic masculinity wrote a diet book using crayons. Nutritionists everywhere collectively facepalmed. You don't need a degree in dietetics to know that spinach is probably safer than spleen. But here we are, watching a millionaire chew raw gonads on camera like it's a TED Talk. The quote became a meme, a punchline, and a metaphor for everything wrong with influencer health culture. You want a takeaway? Here it is. Vegetables never needed a rebrand. Just less competition from sweaty dudes with meat platters. Luxury Lodge of Lies. Let's be clear. Nothing screams caveman like a $5 million Texas mansion complete with a lake, a sauna, a cold plunge tub, and a private chef named Chef Lionel. You heard that right. This dude has a guy whose literal job is to prep and serve raw animal organs in an air-conditioned kitchen. Johnson constantly tells followers to reject modernity while being filmed on a professionally lit gym set that would make a CrossFit box blush. The guy who preaches wooden plank beds is sleeping under vaulted ceilings, probably with a mattress that costs more than your car. The tribal cry of "live like our ancestors" hits different when it echoes off stone countertops and bison leather bar stools. He's not living primally. He's LARPing with a landscaping crew. Honestly, if this is what paleo looks like, sign me up. I'll take my raw liver with a side of Wi-Fi and a backup generator. Forget the Brady Bunch. Meet Barbara Johnson, aka Liver Queen, former dentist, now full-time spleen slinger and organ fluencer. Together with their two teenage sons, affectionately marketed as the Savage Liver Boys, the Johnsons have fully branded the family unit like a Costco-sized wellness product line. And yes, they eat raw liver on camera, regularly, for fun or profit. It's honestly hard to tell. You'll find them spearfishing, cold plunging, and chewing trachea chunks like it's a bonding activity, all while being professionally filmed. Critics, like The Cut, have already called out the weird child as content angle, but Johnson keeps cranking out videos faster than a TikTok dad with a ring light. Look, if your kids can't name a single Marvel hero but can debone a bull pancreas, something's gone sideways. This isn't family fitness, it's primal pageantry. If the ancestral values include teach your kid to eat lung meat for likes, maybe we should stick with the broccoli. The $11,000 injection plan. Liver King swore on every bison skull in Texas that he was natty, short for natural, for those not fluent in gym lingo. Then 2022 happened. Leaked emails revealed he was juicing to the tune of $11,000 a month, a stack of steroids, peptides, and growth hormones that could power a small farm animal into orbit. The emails were real, the receipts were real, and yes, the irony was thicker than his HGH-riddled neck. This wasn't just a little help. It was a full-blown pharmaceutical protocol mapped out with coaches and spreadsheets. Meanwhile, the dude was selling supplements and preaching ancestral living like he was straight out of 2000 BC. You can't market bull testicles as the secret to bolder biceps when your biceps are built by biotech. It's like selling kale smoothies while snorting pre-workout behind the barn. Inspirational? Maybe. Deceptive? Definitely. Ancestral? Only if our ancestors had syringe budgets bigger than their rent. The sorry but not sorry apology. When Johnson finally admitted the steroid use in December 2022, he didn't go live from a press conference. He went full primal with a shirtless, glistening apology video in front of a roaring fireplace. Because nothing says, "I regret lying to millions," like looking like a Renaissance painting of regret. He claimed he did it to help people struggling with depression and body image, which is definitely a bold way to reframe a performance-enhancing drug scandal. Also bold? Casually leaving out the $100 million empire built on the lie. The video felt less like an apology and more like a rebrand in slow motion. Keywords like accountability and mental health sprinkled in like whey powder in a smoothie. And just when you thought it couldn't get more calculated, he plugged the ancestral message again, mid-apology. You lied, Brian. Just say it, put a shirt on, and maybe don't pitch liver capsules between apology bullet points next time. The naturals only lie. The entire Liver King empire was built on a simple promise. Eat like a beast, train like a savage, and you too can look like a walking anatomy chart. No drugs, no shortcuts, just organs and ancestral wisdom. Except, yeah, no. Once the steroid emails hit the fan and he admitted everything, the foundation crumbled like overcooked marrow. He didn't just sell liver pills. He sold an identity, a primal blueprint for life that conveniently excluded the monthly hormone injections. Johnson reportedly made over $100 million a year pushing this narrative, all while secretly topping up his testosterone like a pharmaceutical vending machine. His physique wasn't raw meat, it was lab work and logistics. And the kicker? He used his shredded look to shut down critics. "You think I need steroids?" he asked smugly. "Yes, Brian. Yes, we do." Turns out the only thing more processed than his supplements was the truth. When in doubt, just threaten Joe Rogan. In June 2025, Liver King decided ancestral living included felony charges. According to Fox 7 Austin and court filings, he was arrested for allegedly making terroristic threats against Joe Rogan. Yeah, the podcast guy. Turns out, Rogan had been dragging Johnson over his steroid scandal, and instead of taking the L, Liver King went full berserker in his Instagram stories, reportedly challenging Rogan to a fight and threatening to show him what a real primal looks like. Pro tip, ancestral rage is not a legal defense. He was charged with a Class B misdemeanor, a real one, not just internet drama, and taken into custody. So if you thought raw organ feasts were the peak of Liver King unhinged, think again. This was the caveman version of meet me in the parking lot. You'd expect more stoicism from a guy selling discipline and supplements. But hey, why meditate when you can allegedly threaten podcast hosts instead? Getting sued for fraud. In 2023, Liver King got hit with a $25 million class action lawsuit from fans who weren't so thrilled to learn that his natural physique came from a syringe buffet. The plaintiff said they were duped into buying his supplements under false pretenses, aka thinking raw bull balls would give them abs. While the lawsuit was later dismissed, it still pulled the liver-flavored rug out from under his credibility. Because let's be real, once your customers start forming legal teams instead of fitness tribes, you've officially lost the vibe. But in true Liver King fashion, he flipped the lawsuit into a flex. If you're getting sued, you're winning. He basically said while slathering on beard oil and selling desiccated pancreas capsules. Right, because nothing builds trust like 80 pages of legal paperwork. Even if the courts didn't rule against him, the internet sure did. Moral of the story: don't pitch a natty lifestyle while secretly running a pharmaceutical warehouse in your bloodstream. Sushi-grade stupidity. Raw meat isn't a flex, it's a health code violation. Liver King didn't just eat raw liver, he made it a whole identity. Thymus, pancreas, spleen, testicles, served uncooked, unseasoned, and unfortunately unregulated. According to him, it's peak ancestral nutrition. According to every microbiologist on Earth, it's a salmonella starter pack. Health experts warned repeatedly, eating raw animal organs carries real risks. From parasites to bacterial infections to, well, not being okay. But Johnson kept chewing like it was a competitive sport. On camera, for millions. His followers followed suit, turning his content into a public health nightmare disguised as wellness inspiration. And science? Barely mentioned. Because when you're marketing vibes over vitamins, facts are optional. Even Gordon Ramsay would punt this plate into a volcano. The worst part? He claimed it was totally safe because he tests the meat. Sure, and I bet his HGH Moonwater protects against trichinosis too. The raw truth: when your health advice sounds like a dare, it's time to cook something. Literally. Dumbbells and dumb ideas. Want to break your back and your dignity? Just follow these workouts. Liver King's fitness content isn't ancestral. It's a deleted jackass segment in tactical boots. Underwater bench pressing, check truck dragging, check pulling 300-pound chains while screaming like a prehistoric Pokemon? Double check. These aren't workouts. They're insurance claims waiting to happen. Trainers across the fitness world have warned, this stuff is wildly unsafe unless you've got the recovery protocol of a Marvel superhero. But Johnson promotes them like they're ancient tribal secrets passed down by Giga Chads of yore. Spoiler, our ancestors didn't deadlift boulders for fun. They were too busy not dying. But hey, if you end up herniating a disc trying to mimic his Liver King load walk, don't worry. He probably sells a supplement for that too. These stunts aren't about health, they're about hype. And while they may look cool on TikTok, you probably shouldn't recreate them unless your pre-workout includes steroids, elk blood, and poor judgment. Trademark testosterone. Here's a fun fact. Liver King isn't just a nickname, it's a fully trademarked brand. Yes, filed and protected by US trademark law, just like Kleenex or Spam. Because nothing says ancestral warrior like intellectual property filings and domain acquisitions. This wasn't a spontaneous journey of raw meat and enlightenment. It was a carefully crafted business rollout. Johnson created the persona, secured the trademarks, bought the domain, and launched an empire before going viral. This wasn't a vibe. It was a business plan with abs and a marketing funnel. The screaming, the stunts, the testicle quotes, all part of the playbook. Honestly, the most impressive thing about Liver King isn't the workouts or the organs. It's the branding precision. Every lift, every liver bite, every cringe-inducing quote has a copyright clause behind it. So the next time he says, "This is who I really am," remember? He also said that to the trademark office. And they said, approved. And there you have it. What do you think of the Liver King? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.